It's day number 8 of 10 rhythms in 10 days. I went and looked through the channel and I realized that I've never talked about my own band, A Sense of Gravity, on the Prog School. Now, we've been on an indefinite hiatus for the last few years, but I'm still super proud of the music that we made. I'm going to break down a few rhythms from the song Artificially Ever After from our album Atrament, which came out in 2016. This one is all about taking a rhythmic idea and expanding it in a bunch of different ways. The core rhythmic figure I'm going to look at happens in the first verse. This pattern is 7/8 notes long. It goes 4 notes, 1 rest, 1 note, 1 rest. That's happening very clearly in the clean guitar here. I've dubbed this kind of rhythm the 1 rest trick, which I did a whole masterclass lesson on if you want to dig a little deeper into it. 2 of these patterns fit into a bar of 7/4, and this is being felt with a quarter note pulse. It's pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy, but this pattern is going to get expanded upon later in the song. In the heavy section after the second chorus, this variation of the rhythm happens. All I'm doing here is to double up the first 3/8 notes of the pattern to 6/16 notes. This makes for a more aggressive, heavy variation, which I highlight by having the drums go to a halftime groove. The next variation of this rhythm happens under the guitar solo. This is the exact same 7-note pattern as earlier, but here it's done as 8th note triplets. Using a different note subdivision makes this rhythm feel completely different, and it still lines up after 7 beats, but now 3 of these patterns happen in that 7-beat space instead of 2. Under the solo, this is done as 8 bars of 4/4, so I'm taking a common time signature of 4/4 and a normal phrase length, 8 measures, and filling that with an odd pattern. This is a very common way to approach polymeter. There's one last variation on this rhythm that comes right after the solo, and that's this. Here it's doing the same thing as it did in the earlier heavy section. I'm doubling up the first 3 notes, but this time with triplets, so they go from 8th note triplets to 16th note triplets. This pattern happens a total of 12 times here. The first 6 are done against a 4/4 backbeat, just like the solo. During the last 6, the drums play a backbeat that happens every 4 8th note triplets in the snare and cymbals. This is very similar to what happened in the Virgil Donati tune I covered a few days ago. It's a triplet-based rhythmic illusion that makes the tempo feel like it's changing, and it makes for a really wild and aggressive variation that leads nicely back into the chorus. I'm a big fan of taking an idea and expanding upon it, and this song showcases the power that that approach can have. These variations keep the song interesting while also helping to keep it connected. If you enjoyed this lesson, go check out A Sense of Gravity's album Atrament. We put a ton of work into it and I'm really proud of the final result. And stay tuned for rhythm 9 of 10 tomorrow. Until then, subscribe, hit the bell notification, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. You stay proggy.